So far, so good, man. Christmas is always a blessing, man. For sure. We got 69 hours. You know, whenever somebody subscribe, it adds like 6 minutes. Or follower is like 6 minutes, and I don't know, something like that. But it adds minutes when you follow and subscribe. So, shout out to YouTube, man. Super Big Exotic, what up? I can see all of this chat. We got the shared chat up here. We got the multi-chat going. What's good, gang? Merry Christmas, man. Ricky Bobby, Merry Christmas. Curly Greenleaf, Merry Christmas. DJ G, what up? Happy holidays. Gorillas in the chat. YouTube always busting. We got to get y'all over here to the Twitch. Much love, Hayes 420, what up? Papa Groves, what up? We still running, man. We still live on Twitch. This is day 4. We're gonna have class tonight. I'm thinking about doing a daytime and a nighttime class, but it could get tricky with Christmas Eve. What time is a good class time for y'all, man? What time y'all want to have class? We'll have one class today. Happy holidays. Oh, there you go. We'll go to YouTube. We could definitely
welcome Ricky Bobby Williams, 88.
Possibly. I'm not sure exactly how we will start to introduce, but yeah, I believe, you know, so this will give us a chance to start to have more hands-on classes, right? Where we showing plants and you know, so yeah, I think Twitch is a little bit more lenient.
Welcome Ricky Bobby Williams, 88.
What up, Ricky Bobby? Super Big Exotic. Yeah, so that is the plan. That's why we working the transition now. We want to give y'all the ability to see, you know, kind of give instruction on YouTube, right? But actually show and a little bit more hands-on if Twitch allows us to do that. And I think we may be able to do it if we do it right. So that's the plan, right? We also plan to bring a live podcast show that we should start. First episode should be dropping after the new year, next week or week, possibly next week. So stay tuned for that. We're working on that. We're just getting everybody settled through the holidays. But that is why Twitch is going to be a big implement into the program, you know, because YouTube don't even allow you to say certain words, you know, so let alone show you plants up there. Move, move, move. And the goal is always to not just put canned content out, but actually do it in a way that makes sense for the platform in the community and in the content creator, right? You want to make it all make sense. So that's the goal, man. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. Yeah. So we look forward to it. We're excited, man, for the transition. We'll still have the YouTube going. We'll still be editing a lot of the content and posting it up to YouTube. It's just going to be a different, you know, YouTube wants a different kind of content. They don't allow, and it's a monetized channel, so we don't want to violate any, you know. Hold on, I'm cooking at the same time, so the YouTube, the Twitch chat is going. Oh. All right, we back, man. Topic for class, man. What? It's always usually when I do my classes, it's usually like on the fly, right? It's usually based on something that somebody asks a question in the comments, or so typically, you guys decide, man. I started third week of flower yesterday, and I noticed one plant has extremely white, milky hairs. Never really looked into the flower development stages, characteristics. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one, dude. No, that's fried chicken and fried chicken wings and potatoes, which I had yesterday, but there's some more left, so I had to cook it. All right, so 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 when we talk about white milky hairs, so let me put the chat over here so I don't have to look at this phone because I definitely got a dual chat going. I don't know why I'm looking at the phone. Where is that chat box at? It's right here. All right, so we'll put this right here. So I don't really need to use this. All right, cool. Let's cover that whole thing. So, when you mention white hairs, we understand that that's generally the pistils, right? So you got two kind of structures that you can be dealing with when we think in terms of some sort of hairy structure, right? You got pistils and stigmas. Pistils and stigmas. So, who could tell the difference or give chat the difference between pistils and stigmas? Pistils versus stigmas. Give me some good answers in the chat. Pistils versus stigmas.
Hungary.
All right, cool. I'm back. Food is done in the oven. All right, let's see what we got. So no answers. Pistols versus stigmas. No answers. Maybe the phone got answers. No. Okay. Well, pistil is the reproductive structure of a female cannabis plant, or, you know, the flower, comprised of multiple parts, and hair-like extension emerging from
Thanks 1,357 OBA.
the hair-like extension emerging from the pistil that are commonly referred to as hairs or stigmas. Stigmas are the hair-like extension that you see coming from the. And while stigmas are visible, the pistil includes less noticeable parts, such as the ovary, right, or the ovule, what they typically are referred to when we think in terms of our plant, the ovule, right? In humans, it's the ovary, and some other organisms may have a similar but different name, all referring to the same part, the ovary. Stigmas, hair-like extensions designed for a specific reason. What are those hair-like extensions designed for? Anybody?
Coming ad break.
If you haven't subscribed to the Twitch, make sure you subscribe or follow. If you are on Amazon Prime, you can link your Twitch account and give us a free free subscription. So keep that in mind. Other than that, catching pollen. Good job, Louis. Thank you. Louis got it right on time. He said it's for catching pollen from male plants. What about the calyx? We always hear about the calyx. What part of the plant is that? You always see it, right? That little, and it's always like a little, looks super frosty, right? You want to smoke those things, right? You see them, it's like a little nugget. What up, Jeremy? So not only that, I mean, I wouldn't even blame it on anything but breeding. You know, it's the responsibility of the breeder to preserve and save these strains, right? It's just the responsibility of the breeder to do that. Same way it is for animal preservationists to preserve endangered species, right? You know, we could blame the hunters. There's always going to be a reason why they became endangered, but it's always the responsibility of the breeder themselves to do the work of making sure they don't become extinct. So we can never really blame anything but you know, the breeders. They have the responsibility. So but yeah, no, I mean, it is always a source of why things start to become endangered or why they lose. But it's the active, responsible breeders that will prevent us from losing those strains. And oh man, thank you, man. I'm thankful that you exist, because literally y'all keep the community going. You give the community hope that it's gonna be better tomorrow, you know. So give yourselves credit too, man. Like, you know, it's the type of information that you want and that you gonna work that you're gonna apply to your work that's gonna make the community better. So shout out to y'all, man. It's y'all keep me going. Y'all inspire me. I do stuff like this, 7-day lives and 24-hour lives, you know, as a just to show dedication and to show that we different. You know, it's not about, we're not here just to sell you on the idea of a good strain or get you to buy some seeds, or we different. We here to build legacy and create opportunity and teach and make the community better. We're here for a lot of different reasons, but ultimately it's not nothing simple, right? It's always a big purpose, and we just always strive to be different. We always strive to separate ourselves. We always want to be in our own space, in our own lane, because there's too many that's just alike, and they all got the same agenda. They all want to make money. We all want to make money, right? We all need to make money. We all need to live. But when that's your first priority is to make money, and then there's no substance to what you do, right? So ultimately, when you love something and you do it for a good purpose and you do it for reason, money will always fall in place. That's not but when you let that be your main objective and your sole purpose, then it's not gonna. So anyway, much love to y'all, man. Y'all, I do what I do because of y'all, for sure. So the calyx, that little frosty thing that sometimes you look at it and you're like, man, I would smoke that. That's right, S13. Come on, man. What's important is family. Family. That's what's important. Your wives, your husbands, your children, your parents. That's what matters. The people who will be there for you. At the end of the day, whatever you choose to build is for them. It don't got nothing to do with nobody else or this. It's you find purpose within this space to bring it back home to your family. But do it in a righteous way, right? Do it in a way that helps other people too, right? Because when you help others, you help yourself. That's why each one teach one is important. You may not have $1 in your pocket to give to somebody, but if you got some knowledge that will be helpful to them, that's helping somebody, right? And sometimes, many times you can teach. You can fish for a person and feed them for a day, but if you teach them how to fish, you feed them for the rest of their life, and that's what's important. Really, Jimmy, my brother from another mother, love you, bro. Cancer Solid, gorillas in the chat, man. Much love to the gorillas in the chat, and it's all about QCE. That's why y'all are important. Quality, community, and education. We bring quality to this community through education, man, because education is always gonna be at the forefront of building a better community, man. That's because it's been too much bro knowledge, and we talked about it in the last class, how 60-60 was such a bad representation for everybody, right? You can't just give 60-60 to everybody and expect them to have a perfect cure and dry or a good cure and dry, right? So we talked about the importance of understanding VPD and how to calculate. We even gave you guys homework that we'll get into after this class. But the calyx, back to it, right? The calyx is something that I always see, and I'm like, damn, that thing looks good, man. I want to, you feel me? I've done it before. I've collected a whole bowl of them. What are those? What's the purpose? Anybody? You from Brazil? Much love to Brazil, man. So that's what's up, man. Much love to you, man. Much love and much light on your journey. Work hard. If I give you any advice, find the right information and then build on it. All right, build on it. Study. Build on it. I don't know if you're going to school or no matter what it is. Even if you go into college, they're only gonna give you enough information for you to build on it, because, I mean, it's endless, the levels of information that you can take it to and the different pockets that you can get into. But ultimately, the most important aspect is to be able to apply all of that book knowledge and translate it into hands-on and eyes-on experience, right? Because you are, you want to develop into a selector, someone who understands the small subtleties and differences between many plants versus someone who may not see any differences at all or can't pick up on any differences, right? And that takes time, and it takes experience, and it takes you going through batches and batches and batches and years of batches, right? And when I say batches, I'm referring to any organism, whether it's fish, dogs, plants, flowers, corn, pigs, hamsters, rabbits. I don't care what it is. It's about selection, artificial selection, and selective breeding, right? We want to be able to manipulate the gene pool in a positive way. That's always, especially when we're dealing with living organisms, like animals, right? We want to make sure that health and stability and mental health and all of these things are at the forefront before any physically observable thing like color or size, or those are not important. Typically when you make those things first in priority, then you tend to sacrifice some really important things like health, and you end up in a bad position. But how important is selection? Selection is everything. Selection is what it's about, right? It's about selection. You need to isolate traits. You need to isolate traits for whatever reason, whether you want to fix them into your gene pool or you want to remove them from your gene pool, whether they are desirable traits or whether they are undesirable traits. The goal is always to isolate them, whether you're removing them or putting them in. The goal is to isolate them. And when I say isolate, we mean make sure that we have control over that particular phenotype within my population. I have control over it. I have control to remove it, or I have control to add it. And you do that through a series of tools and different moves that you would make depending on what it is. But that's everything. And you don't even get to that point until you reach your inbred line stage, right? Your selection stage, because F1s, what we see so often, what we call pollen chuckers, right? Is because they just in the business of making money. So they just sell F1s, right? They don't understand the F1 being a tool. They don't understand F2 as a tool. They don't understand the reason or the reasoning behind why you would have to go F3, F4, F5, whatever, etc., etc. They don't understand any of that, so it's not important to them. The only thing that's important is a dollar, and that's not breeding, right? Selection is everything. In order to even understand how to select, you need to first understand different stages and lineages, and most importantly, a family tree, a pedigree, we call it. In certain in horses and dogs, we call it a pedigree. In humans, we call it a family tree. It's all the same thing, right? That is what you need to understand. Ancestry. If you understand a pedigree, first and foremost, then you can start to understand F1, F2, F3, Mendelian's laws of inheritance, dominant and recessive traits, homozygosity versus heterozygosity, alleles and how alleles are randomly distributed, right? How we can impact and control the alleles that are present based on selective breeding, right? We inbreed as a tool to fix traits, to copy, to make copies of different alleles so that both parents are distributing the same allele from each parent. And that's called homozygosity, right? When we think in terms of eye color, if your eyes are brown, that doesn't necessarily mean your mom was brown and your dad was brown. It's not necessarily how it goes. It's all about the alleles that mom has and the alleles that dad has. Dad may have alleles for brown eyes and blue eyes. Mom may have alleles for brown eyes and brown eyes. You know, it just depends. So once you understand how alleles, how traits are passed down from generations, I raise chickens and select the best ones to reproduce. I'm starting to do this week. And in the next few years, I will already have some stabilized genetics. There you go. Lindum, this is the art that they miss here, that they've always missed. So I come from dog breeding, right? I come from years of dog breeding, almost 20 years, 20 plus years, whatever. But that's where my experience come from. That's how I ended up here, right? Because in my world of dog breeding, it was so much knowledge, and the bar was set so high for what you needed to understand, what you needed to learn, what you needed to know, how you practiced, right? The moves that you made, being responsible, all of these things was super important and held to a high standard. So when I came here, I kind of expected the same thing. People viewing pedigrees as super important in family trees, right? And lineage and basing their strains off that. And it wasn't like that. Nobody took it serious. Nobody cared. Nobody understood it. Nobody understood language. Nobody understood practice. Nobody understood selection. And nobody really cared too, right? It was all about F1, pollen chucking and making a new name by the time that one sells out. They got a new one ready, right? And it was all about putting two hype strains together to create some offspring and getting them sold. And still you see a lot of that now, but the community wants more now because, I mean, it's QCE. It's quality community and education. We bring quality to the community through education. So people like you can continue to push the agenda with your knowledge. You got the hands-on experience. You got the knowledge that typically you don't find around here, right? So you want to use that and each one teach one, help somebody else who may deem communities just like this. This YouTube community, if you look around, you're going to see that these people are interested in learning the things that you know, right? So it's why I do what I do, you know. So shout out to you. That's pretty dope information, Lindamar. Zaza, is that right that almost all new commercial strains feel the same because they are only focused on interps and the secondary cannabinoids are the ones that...
Me and Lil Zaza.
Well, it is a lot of variability with that DJG. So you have to think, first of all, of humans and our endocannabinoid receptors, right? Everybody is different. And we're talking about, on the other end, strains and how all of these strains are different with different cannabinoids. So it's so much variability in there. We would really have to start to study by strain, right? Really start to pick a specific strain, understand a lineage, understand the ancestry, and then start to get into the cannabinoids and using yourself as the first actual test subject and documenting based on the information that you get from this strain, how it makes you feel, the different types of effects, the different whatever information you can get, cannabinoid, all cannabinoid information, and then you know, start there. Much love, Hines, man. Much love to you, man. Does regular have more gene pools? No. So regular versus feminized is literally only dealing with chromosomes. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else besides being able to remove the Y chromosome that the male offers, right? In a normal situation, which is regular seeds, there's an X and a Y chromosome. Whenever the Y chromosome is passed on or introduced, it's a male. It's a male. So when we reverse a female and we give her the ability to produce pollen, those offspring produced from that pollen are all XX chromosome. So it's just making all females, but the genes are still all of the same. It's no different within genes. Nothing changes. The only thing that changes is the introduction of the Y chromosome. So it removes it. Receptor genes and dominant genes. Regular have more genes, receptor genes and dominant genes. No. I mean, no. It's all the same. It's just the chromosomes are XX versus XY. That's just like a female, right? A female is XX, and a male is XY. So in a regular situation, if every XX is a female, and every XY is a male, so that doesn't the females. So the female is just a lot of offspring. So generally, it's a possibility that the mom can pass off 5 all XX in a regular situation, right? That doesn't change anything about the gene pool. It's just the distribution of how it was passed down. How everything is random. It starts with meiosis and the splitting and cell division, right? The splitting of cells. Everything becomes randomized at that point. So alleles, everything gets distributed random, and then we come in and we kind of add our artificial. We get hands-on and start to manipulate so that we can control more of how things are passed down versus just the randomization that happens after meiosis. Thank you, man. Much love, DJ, man. Thank you for supporting. Is bag seed considered commercial? Bag seed considered commercial. Bag seed considered commercial. Okay, so it depends, right? It's always going to be boiled down to lineage. So if you were to get bag seed, first of all, it depends on how the bag seed was developed, right? Was it a situation where the female just was putting out feminized seeds because she felt, you know, past the point of fertilization and she wanted to reproduce, so she just gave a couple seeds, right? Feminized seeds. That's one way we can end up with bag seeds, or it could be a cross contamination, right? A male in the area and pollinated to an extent is going to be a lot more seeds in this case, but it's also considered bag seed. So it depends on how it happened. But I see what you're saying. Like if it was a commercial facility, and out of that commercial facility that produces flour all the time, you ended up with bag seed, 3-4 seeds out of that. As long as it'll still be good seed, yeah, for sure. Could potentially be some gems, really, potentially be some gold, man. Like, if it's a responsible source, you know, if the source that you got it from, because you got to always remember, bag seeds are can either be reg contamination or they can be S1s, and S1s are going to be a double up, pretty much, a 50% extension on genes and traits that the mom had, right? So if the mom possessed any undesirable traits, whether dominant or recessive, you're going to get a 50% extension of those traits into the offspring. So even if you can't see them, they might be there. And that could be the tendency to hurt or whatever. That's another way bag C can come about. So 3 ways. Let me not forget hermaphrodite, right? Undesirable way. Potentially could be a hermaphrodite, and she just made seeds. And so that is definitely something you want to stay away from. We definitely wouldn't consider that commercial. So it's all about how they were developed. All right, Lewis, I think that the focus more look and THC values, the terps and secondary cannabinoids seem to be lacking back in my day. We had Reggie with better profiles than today. Overall, the trifecta has been polluted. Yeah, of course, that's bad. It's first of all, it's due to lack of education, right? We gotta always look at the source, and the source of the matter is federal illegalization, right? It's illegal federally. So our government hasn't specifically spent the time, energy, resources, or funds to educate the people who want to be educated, to educate the home growers, or they're not putting it in the colleges, and they're not offering degrees and all of these things. Maybe slowly, little bits and pieces here and there, but no, nothing legit, nothing. So it's always going to be issues, right? When we are left to figure it out ourselves, when the people, the legacy growers, the home growers, whoever, are just here, the community, the industry, just here to be left to figure it out on our own without any education or hands-on experience and bro knowledge and whatever you determine based on legal sectors, right? That's why I always preach, learn this game from a legal sector, from a sector that does give you every aspect of knowledge, whether it's learning to breed corn, right? My bro mentioned chickens. That is a legal sector where they put education into every aspect. So if you learn that, if you learned how to breed chickens and you went to school to learn it and you put yourself through education and you whatever, you don't have to go to school, but you can learn it yourself, whatever, the school of hard knocks, college, whatever, it's all the same. Either way, once you do that, you'll have the knowledge you need, then you can apply it here. But if you just try to come here and become this educated, hands-on experience, it's not going to happen. The education is not here. They don't, no. Do you think feminized may have a higher percentage to, no, bad genetics do have a higher percentage to herms. So it's not feminized. It's not feminized. The reason why there is a reason why feminized gets a bad reputation. It goes right back to what I mentioned a couple minutes ago.
ZZZ.
S1s, bro. S1s, and being able to, and when a female is breeding to herself, she's pushing out. So what happens is a lot of S1s get associated with feminized seed, right? Because they're feminized seed, right? So many times S1s will get labeled as just feminized. Many times S1s, because they are pushing out 50% traits into the offspring, into these new offspring, if mom had an undesirable trait that we can't see, like a herm, then it's going to be double in the offspring. So what happens now is someone labels them as feminized seeds because they are, but they don't tell you specifically they're S1s, right? It doesn't matter. They wouldn't probably make sense of it anyway, right? But either way, they get pushed off as feminized seeds, and then they get a bad reputation because they herm. Because not just do they herm, but probably 75% of the population is herming versus 50 or 25 that we normally would get in a bad situation, right? But because we're S1ing and we're doubling up on those traits, desirable or undesirable, you end up with. So it makes sense to me why people have this bad representation of feminized seed. They link it to herms, but it's not feminized seed that herms. It's bad genetics that herm. It's uneducated breeders that produce herms. It's people who don't understand how to use a S1 properly as a tool, right? For example, I use S1s to reduce the amount of males that show up in dead ops, but continued dead ops as a reg strain, right? I specifically used S1 as a tool only, right? I could have easily sold my S1s and called them, hey, feminized seeds. No, that's not just a feminized seed. That's a S1. That's a tool that I need, that I use for specific reasons. It's not something that I'm going to just sell to you as a feminized seed. Now, eventually, one day, we will create feminized seeds, but we're not there yet. I'm still working to fix certain traits within dead ops that I'm still looking to isolate, right? It's a long-term game. It's not just something that happens overnight. You know, you once you get one trait fixed, right? It's like building a house. Once you if you I always use the building a house thing. If you are building a house from the ground up, right? If you have those skills, right? You took the necessary trainings you needed to build those skills, right? You have all the tools that's necessary to build a house. Now it's time to build it. Now you build it piece by piece, one window at a time, one frame, one board, one floor piece, literally at a time. So one trait fixed into your strain is just one trait towards maybe your ultimate goal is homozygosity and you want to work the strain for the next 30, 35 years to create a completely uniform strain. Then so be it. You can get there, but you'll get there by one trait at a time. You get there by one trade at a time. All right, hopefully that didn't. I had to send a text out real quick. That's right, QCE. Quality community education. We bring quality to this community through education. And this is freestyle. This is freestyle. Imagine I put together a lesson plan. Man, super effective. A lot of my classes be freestyle, bro. A lot of them I shoot off the hip. Same way. When I teach sales, right? Because I don't just teach this, right? I teach sales. I teach customer service. I teach communications, public relations, right? All of these things is things that I learned as a child and then I had to teach and train other people, right? But even when I taught my people, I wrote them a script, right? And mind you, I rewrote the script for this company. At 17 years old, I rewrote the script for a company. I rewrote the sales script for AAA. What script was it? The introduction to taking in emergency phone calls. I rewrote the script for them 4 years ago too. 3 years ago, I rewrote the script. But I rewrote the sales script for this company that I became the head trainer for at 17 years old. And I used to teach my people to memorize the script. That's all I need you to do. I need you to memorize the script, word for word, just like you can do the rap music and everything else. I need you to memorize this. You got 24 hours to memorize it. Look in the mirror, memorize it, rehearse it until you got it locked down, and you better have it locked down next time you see me. So once you got it locked down, you're gonna do it now. You're gonna do it in the mirror, you're gonna do it in front of people, and it's gonna sound like a robot. It's gonna sound like a robot. It's gonna sound scripted, monotone. And then I'm gonna teach you how to add personal relations. I'm gonna teach you how to add your style, your flair, your personality to it, so that now it comes off the hip. It's no longer coming off your script, it's coming off your hip, like a firearm coming off your hip, right? That's how I teach, because that's how that's how I've taught everything. It's just how I teach, off the hip. So that's just I feel like y'all getting to know a little bit about me over this 7-day live. This course is 7 days. You know, I'm on vacation from my regular job to my work job. So normally I would be at that computer over there. It's another computer. It's 2 more screens over there. It's 3 screens here and it's 2 screens there. That's my work computer. I spend 8 to 12 hours a day there, Monday through Friday. And I'm on vacation. So y'all see me sleeping, shit like that, because I don't get a chance to. So this is like a chance for me to actually, you know, enjoy some time off. Because college, I mean, I just had a lady make me rewrite a paper for week 6. I didn't find out about it till week 7. Did all my work for week 7, rewrote the paper for week 6, jumped into week 8 for my final project, and was a day late. She tried to give me an F for the whole week. Well, I don't know. I got to go back and look, but I emailed her. You know, it's just like, bro, if the lady knew everything else that I did on top of, bro, you wouldn't even try to do that to my GPA, bro. You wouldn't even do that. If you know how hard I work. And it's Christmas. You're going to try to, drop my grade from an A to a B minus C plus. No. After I had an A every week in this class, I get A's in all of my classes every week. Consistently from week to week, month to month. A's, nothing but A's. Sometimes in the math classes, I drop to C's, but as far as the overall grade, I always got an A. I always close it out with an A. I've had a B plus, my worst grade ever. That's just dedication. You'll do somebody like that, man. What up, Nasty D Rucker? What up, Gorillas in the chat? Coffee Bros in the building. Yeah, man. So if y'all got any questions, man, link them in the chat, gang. We can get back into the pistils. So the function of pistils, reproduction, right? Pistils capture pollen from male. Pistils capture pollen from male plants. Right? Once pollen lands on stigmas, fertilization occurs and seeds begin forming in the ovule or ovary. Pause for doing this. I don't know why I did that. Role in flower development. Pistils signal the transition to flowering and indicate the plant's health and maturity. All right? So pistils also have a role in the flower stages as well. They also give visual cues about the plant's readiness for harvest. Right? We all are familiar with readiness during harvest time. How do we judge? Everybody likes a difference. What's your preference? Let me know in the chat. How you like your pistils? Well done, medium rare, rare, medium well, overcooked. I'm an overcooked type of guy. You hear me? Dave is here. We fixing the car. Will you post this online? How is delivery to NL more than 70? NL, where's that at? That's probably because the website does that. If it's international, then you would want to, all my international people DM me on Instagram. That's so they can avoid paying those extreme prices on the website. But either way, yeah, you could I'll always work it out for you. Where's NL though? You just gotta let me know. Hit me in the DM. Are we talking about AC Infinity? Dave is here. We fixing the car. We posted. I don't know what that means. Medium well with a slight sear. There you go, Coffee Bros. Definitely overcooked rather than undercooked. Yeah. So there's always this information that we've always heard about indica versus sativa. While others, well, let's say the thing is that indica gives you the couch lock and sativa makes you artistic and energy and all of this, right? And then there's others that believe that there's much bro science to that and think that most of the effects lie within the cannabinoids, right? And ultimately within the readiness of your pistils. I agree with you, Coffee Bros. That's one thing that I agree. I don't have any scientific proof because, they didn't really, much love, DJ. They didn't really give us much to work with yet. But I kind of feel how you feel, Coffee Bros. Like it's probably not true. Like it seems like it's much more to it than just that simple, right? With all of these cannabinoids involved, I think it's just way more. And then, like Coffee Bro said, it's more like the morphology and the readiness from what we experience, right? From what we know, it's as simple as cloudy versus in a mixture of cloudy and amber and all of these things. Until we see a sativa indica molecule, I'm terp hunting. There you go. Try not to smoke in the camera. Yeah, I mean, but it's still up for debate, right? We've just been we've been passed down this information over the years, and people just consider it golden because it also is a moneymaker for them, right? You got to understand how people don't like when we attack the bro knowledge and we challenge the bro knowledge and we debunk it, right? Because all of these years, bro knowledge has been a moneymaker for them, right? It's been a way to appear super intelligent and know everything. And so, who wants to do all of the work of going to do research and learning science and all of this stuff when the information was simply just passed around, right? If you knew, then you knew. If you was one of the lucky ones to know the information and have it and be able to spit it out, then people will look at you like, oh man, he knows, he's smart. And we challenge information based on science, right? We want scientific evidence. I mean, and that's not a lot to ask for. We just want scientific evidence, and we know we're confident enough to go find it ourselves, right? We have information and research literacy, so we know how to go look and where to look and how to find these, and we want to challenge them. And that's what we always. It's about QCE. Right? We want to bring better quality to the community. And if you do that, you'll end up bringing better quality breeders and better quality medicine and better quality all around the board, right? You can't have better quality breeders if they're not coming up from the ground up learning this stuff. This is why I teach this stuff, because this is how we're going to have better breeders. This is how we remove the pollen chuckers out the game, get them out the way, right? Because I'm not here to take away or shut down or stop how you eat, right? But I will forewarn you, the game is gonna change. So we are here to change the game. I'm not here to shut you down right now. I'm just telling you, you need to learn the information and start doing it the right way, because the consumer, the new grower, The new breeder is coming equipped with a certain level of information that it's just not going to be, the old way is not going to be able to it's not going to be alive anymore. And it's not going to be because we shut you down or we stopped you or we tried to interfere in the way you ate, but it's just that we came to change the game and make it better. So you can either get down or lay down. It's just that simple, right? We just here to make the game better. We just feel like the growers, the audience, the consumers, the community deserves better all around the board. They deserve to know. They deserve to have the best knowledge equipped when they're doing their grows, and so they can be the best at it that they can be. They need to be the best breeders and have all the knowledge so they can produce the best medicine, and it'll all just translate, and it'll all be a symbiotic relationship of education and harmony and good stuff, right? Better quality. That's literally the plan. So it's gonna be hard for a pollen chucker to just stick around and continue to fight against the information. I don't even mind the ones that regurgitate, right? That hate me in public, right? They hate me. They go against what I say in public, but behind the scenes, when we all sleeping, they go watch my videos and learn. I don't mind. I don't respect it, but I can appreciate, because I know that the knowledge will be put back into the community one way or the other. It's cool. Like, we just want you to learn this. We don't care how you come and get it. We just want you to learn it and apply it, right? We don't care about how you get it. Come get it. You ain't got to give me credit. Everybody know. Before I came into this game, the only thing they were saying was phenotype. They know that. I mean, the evidence is here. You find somebody else with a history of dropping the information and knowledge that I dropped over the years that I did it while I was here. Everybody stood next to me while I was doing it. Nobody else put their 2 cents in. Everybody else just had a lot of questions to ask, right? I was never the one ever to ask the questions. I always gave the answers, and I'm still here to this day giving answers. And I always will. And I'm going to give you the information so you can give the answers. And it's going to be a time where all of you guys will be controlling the community, and it won't be just a Zaza Genetics running around giving answers while everybody's asking questions. But everybody will be, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room, no matter where I'm at, right? It's not going to happen. I'm going to always build a situation so that I'm not the smartest person in the room. I'm going to bring you guys so that you and your brilliant minds will be in position to help me, teach me, and I can learn from you too. It's a community that we building, man. It's same way I built Team Zaza is that we got to build this community. It's just going to take a way longer time. I didn't want to be the smartest person in the room, so I built Team Zaza. All of these brilliant minds, Little Dude, Bearded, 703, No Limit Edibles, Tony Trini, Oba, all of the list goes on and on, Stones, Medical, and normally I don't like giving out names, but these people are brilliant. Miller, freaking, these people, Dad, all these people got all of these skills, man, and they're so smart, and they're from all over. And if I forgot anybody, forgive me, but I love these people, right? Because I don't have to be the smartest person in the room. And it's the same thing with y'all, man, and this YouTube and this community that we plan to build up. And we'll go about it our way. We'll be different, right? We'll be unique. We won't be for everybody. Everybody won't get it. Everybody won't gravitate to it, right? Everybody won't like the way or the package is being delivered in, but I don't care about that. That's not my concern, right? I'm not here to be your friend or get you, or it's not a popularity contest for me. I'm here on a mission to make this place better and to get around some real fire-ass people, a group of like-minded individuals that I can call my tribe. That's why we here, bro. So I love y'all. I want y'all to join the Twitch. Join the Twitch. Follow it. We was doing dabs up there. Every time we got a new follower and a new subscriber, we would have to do a dab. So come over, follow, join the Twitch. Support the Twitch, please. It's I got a lot of things in plan, and you know, I'm gonna continue to give y'all good, educated content. But let's build it in the best way we can, man. So make sure you comment, like, run the like button up, man. If you in here, run the like button up. Follow the Twitch. If you got Amazon Prime, take advantage, link your accounts, use the free subscription, and subscribe to my Twitch, man. The Calm Show podcast is on the way. Community, art, literature, and music. But remember, the community, we on YouTube. The community is interchangeable. That C for the community, think about it. What does that C represent, right? Calm Show, community, art, literature, and music. Brought to you by me, my co-host, Blunt Society from South Africa and 703. You know, y'all know 703 already, so we're going to give y'all some good quality content based around community, art, literature, and music. Next level stuff, man. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Join the Twitch. I'm still on Twitch. We got 68 hours left of streaming on Twitch. We've been streaming since Friday night, I think. So join the Twitch. Link your Amazon account. Give me a free subscription. Or if you just want to support, subscribe. Even if you don't got Amazon. You know, subscribe, man. And hopefully we'll have some guests pulling up tomorrow. If not, we still here. We still rocking, man. We still dedicated to the mission. You know? Join the Twitch. Much love. Love y'all, my YouTube gang. I'm going back to Twitch, man. Catch y'all later, man, for another class. Love y'all. I'm out.